Hey guys, welcome to our community board. So we are joined with Rahim, we have Evans, we have Gary, and we also have Derek on this call as well. So today we are going to look at some of the deliverables that Rahim, Evanson, and myself were able to come up with from our last week's projects. And also we have also things like how the funds are being dispersed. This is being done by Diagon Enterprise, and we have like a space where all this information is recorded. So we're also going to talk about that. So probably I'd like to go first and share. So the project that I've been working on this week was Community Board SOP, and also so part of Community Board SOP is directly connected to the WISE Next coordinator. So also I've been developing I've developed some of, let's say, job description for the WISE Next coordinator. And I'd like to share my screen so that you can see this. All right, let me know if you can see my screen.
I can see a screen.
All right. So here on the wiki, we are using this space called community board developers. So we have two wiki documents here. We have the WiseNext coordinator, and this is talking about the responsibility the WiseNext coordinator will have. This includes scheduling the community board meetings, also capturing all the information that will be all the relevant information, ideas, proposals that will be shared during the community board meetings, and updating them on the on the backlog. This will be after now when the board agrees to, like, this idea is viable. When the board agrees that the ideas are viable, they will now be updated on the Wise Next backlog. So we also have like the SOP for organizing community board. Yes, this was actually, we had started this project a while back. So I've also updated some of the information here and still adding the information like, for example, how to record on the VM, how to record these meetings on the VM, how to upload them on YouTube, which channels to use, and things like that. So, is there any question in regards to this project?
Before I ask questions, I want to hear what the others think.
Okay. Anyone who has a question in regards to the project, the community board SOP, and the Wise Next coordinator, JD?
Evanson, do you have any questions? Evanson, Rahim, Derek. Rahim, if of course, if get out from the noisy place. If
Yeah.
not, you just can type.
Maybe you can ask.
Ken, I didn't get why I didn't get why did we talk about this? Why is kind of the job of coordinator is called like Wise Next coordinator?
Mhm.
Why?
Wise Next coordinator.
Why is Next coordinator?
Yeah. So this is.
We have this discussion? I forgot honestly.
No, no, not really, not really. But basically the Wise Next coordinator will be in charge of the community board and the backlog as well.
how did you come to this idea?
So how the community board is structured, it's structured in such a way that it's directly intertwined with the Wise Next projects. So Wise Next projects are the backlog, and the coordinator will be working on this. Up, will be tasked with updating the backlog from community board meetings. So this is how.
From my perspective, why snack is only one part which
Mhm,
community board kind of basically does.
mhm.
Like as of now, we have like two big, like even now we have like two big different projects. One is like, let's say, generally like Wise Next.
Mhm.
Another is KNX.
Yeah.
The third is technology by itself.
Mhm.
So let's say if we talk about like KNX, probably it will be like more like middle of the funnel.
Yeah.
Wise Next more like a bottom of the funnel.
Correct.
And KNX also plays some role of the top of the funnel, but we have like a few more like sites which are already kind of here,
Mhm.
which we don't have any kind of good name for it, for this like top of the funnel. But no, Wise Next is only a part. I would
Mhm.
say Wise Next coordinator, it is kind of what generally is Rahim is working on. It's kind of it was my perception.
Correct.
Because Rahim works with a kind of Wise Next coordinator will work with their backlog technique, like
Mhm.
prepare the backlog and so on and so forth, and submit to community board. But community board must be kind of like it's not only Wise Next. It
Mhm.
should consider, let's say, we have like $100 to disperse this week.
Mhm.
It should be kind of a competition between technology project or Wise Next, or I'm making kind of up the number. It can be not like $100. It can be two, three, four, or maybe less.
Mhm.
But no, I would say Wise Next. I doubt that this is the good name.
This
One.
next call.
Second,
Uh-huh.
you talked about community board meetings, like recording and so on and so forth. But the main job should run on the community board space,
Mhm.
um, and all decisions should be made on community board space,
Mhm.
and only those decisions which are not agreed, like like distantly, or which are in question,
Mhm.
they will get to the board, to the meeting.
Okay.
It's kind of it's how I feel. But the bulk of the job should go just on the weekly basis, like routinely, not directly like for 1 hour. I feel, for instance, right now I feel uncomfortable because I don't know what to expect. I don't know what you will say kind of next. I don't know what the agenda is. I don't know what the
Mhm.
preview is. I even don't know what Rahim did, or like Evanson did, or why Derek is here. And I would say if like a community board will run normally, I will
Mhm.
have some time to prepare and kind of think or to ask questions.
Correct.
In my view, kind of the meeting itself should be kind of the top of the iceberg,
Mhm.
just like the tip of the iceberg, not kind of
That's the main.
not
Okay.
the iceberg itself.
All right. Like
It
what you
must
mean
be kind of
is.
space should be kind of the main thing which can be run. So technically, it should be, yes, you're right. It should be kind of coordinator, job description,
Mm-hmm.
but kind of the coordinator should execute something, and
Correct.
it should be basically how community board is run. Also, we had discussion. I like the community board devs, also kind of a little bit misleading. I don't know what kind of to say, but I thought like a couple of times to delete the space at all, but you
Yeah,
keep it.
we could.
Maybe it makes sense.
No.
Maybe we can move to some place, not at the community board itself,
Mm-hmm.
but we can move to some space, to some other place,
Okay.
kind of to make it kind of, because this is a part, possibly it will be a part of um, bottom of the funnel,
Mm-hmm.
kind of how maybe like Weissnex developers will be kind of, not Weissnex, no, yeah, maybe bottom of the funnel.
Mm-hmm.
I need to think. I don't know. I don't have any opinion. It just kind of caught my eyes.
Okay.
Who will run this community developer space, and what the purpose is?
No, the
What kind of
purpose is just
what will be?
no. That
It
space
will
is
be like drafts.
it's for just for the development.
Drafts will be made.
No, it's just for the
Who will
development.
run the
Would
space?
be
Who
no.
will run the space? Again, kind of every space should have like a moderator in mind. Who will be a moderator of this space?
Yeah. So this space shouldn't exist actually. After the SOP is completed, I'll transfer it to community board, and we now can
I
delete
see.
that space. Yeah.
Can this work can occur is in community board itself?
Yeah.
Why a separate space generally is needed? I don't know. It should be a reason, because in your view you kind
Mhm.
of you create this space and you create a space and create another space and create another space, and we have like a hundreds of spaces for for 3 people, 4 people, 5 people,
Yeah.
and no one is responsible for this space, and kind of this space is just look like abandoned to me
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, and many we have many abandoned
Many.
spaces.
We have many spaces.
And in my view, space like a part of the product.
Correct.
Every space should have kind of some SOP and some coordinator, and
Mm-hmm.
someone should be either a volunteer or be paid for work on it. So I don't know. I don't see, if you say if when we develop, then we will move,
Mm-hmm.
it will never occur because we will never develop. Like hope, fortunately, it should be kind of updated and updated and updated
Over and over.
all
Correct.
all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It will kind of nothing can be completed fully at any point of time. So if there is a reason why to keep a separate space, I want to hear this reason. If there is no reason to keep kind of this space separately, if
Mm-hmm.
you say eventually we need to move, why not to move now? Because the same wiki which you are doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like space is kind of, it's a good platform to share the news, to kind of to collaborate, but at this moment only one person is working on it, right?
Correct.
Eventually when the team will be, yeah, I see the point. It can be like a temporary like task force, how we can restructure community board. So what is your next kind of steps? Like, do you feel like you want to execute, or like what when we will have this happen? When we have like a contract with someone to run community board?
I want probably Rahim to execute this SOP come next week, and after which we can now give him a contract to continue running the community board.
For 1 week? Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I'd like to invite either Rahim or Evanson to share their projects, the progress, and probably maybe the challenges they came across this week. You can type on the chat section if you're not able to speak up. All right. Rahim says it.
Give me only 5 minutes, sir.
Um, yeah.
It's
So
kind of it's what Rahim typed.
correct. Okay.
Tell me, tell us, kind of, Kevin, tell us about this, your kind of your kid project.
Hmm.
You went to somewhere, right?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And
So we had this session with youths from the church, and the session went well. There were about 50 to 60 participants in that session.
wow,
Yeah. So
wow. I
I.
kind of, I normally, I would say when I have kind of worked with kids, always kind of,
Mhm.
you always got some energy from them. I don't know how,
So much energy. Yeah.
but I guess kind of you got some energy, kind of like
Correct.
some recharge, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so they were very excited about the program, and I've had several. Some of them reach out to me directly asking how they can go about, how they can join the team, and I had created a space that
Hmm.
and a task
Yep.
whereby they will review the Kenya X website, share their proposals,
Hmm.
and now from their proposals, now we'll determine those who will be able to form like a task force to design
Hmm.
the onboarding process and how the program can be delivered using our technology, how to structure the delivery of the
Hmm.
program using the technology that we currently have. So I've had like
Hmm.
three of them reach out. I'm waiting for their proposals this week. So from there, we can now select those we will be working with.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So, so right now you gave them the same task which like Rahim and Evanson had, right?
correct.
And then you will compare their kind of responses with the responses of Rahim and kind of Evanson, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then we can move them, funnel them to the same process as we do
Hmm.
right now, in which we are right now, right?
Correct, correct.
So if you kind of, you said like, you mentioned this space. If you want me to join the space or to be there or to be active, kind of
Hmm.
just let me know. I'm
Okay.
interested in this initiative.
Oh, all
I
right.
don't want to disrupt. I don't want to kind of intervene. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to, how Americans say hijack,
Oh,
as I kind of, I'm afraid that my appearance can hijack the agenda.
mm-hmm.
Um, so this is not kind of my intent.
Oh, okay.
So if it goes, like I would love it go.
Mm-hmm.
It goes by itself. It to
Yeah,
go by itself.
sure, sure.
But if you want me to be more active, just let me know.
Okay.
Uh, in your SOP, so technically, you see right now in our community board like
Mm-hmm.
meeting, like so you combine in two different pieces. Like one is like this week, kind of like, oh, tell us what kind of share what you do, what you have done, and kind of and this is more like the result part.
Mm-hmm.
We consider it to have like a separate sessions.
Oh, yeah.
This week, basically, kind of the news event, and kind of just like update and news.
Mm-hmm.
And for here to make decisions again, I don't feel comfortable. Like whatever Rahim will say, whatever Evanson will say, I'm not prepared. I don't know. I need to capture everything from like a minute. I would prefer to hear that up front.
Mm-hmm.
And if we have the discussion in this space
Mm-hmm.
and we seen these proposals,
Mm-hmm.
okay, we need like $50 for like that project, like $50 for this project, and $100 for this project.
Mm-hmm.
It will be more reasonable, kind of to decide.
Yeah.
Like, is your SOP reflect this or not? Like our space voting and discussions,
Mm-hmm.
because most of the discussions should occur
On
like
the space.
just in our chat
Yeah.
on the space. Correct.
Okay.
It shouldn't be discussion. It shouldn't be discussion here,
Correct.
in my view.
Okay. I'll update
It's
this.
like here should be just like the kind of the tip of the iceberg again, kind of the
Mm-hmm.
last, the most kind of the most kind of the arguments which are already were expressed, but like reiterate to make kind of the final decision.
Yeah.
Like, is anything, let's say, Evanson, I see Evanson left, like, is he is going this community common hour kind of project? Is he working on it? We should expect it or not to expect. I, by the way, I stay in touch with Brian from
Mm-hmm.
Kissy,
Mm-hmm.
and he kind of, and I asked him, because he tried to work on this. I asked him,
Mm-hmm.
"Would you like to test
Yeah.
what Evanson has done?"
Mm-hmm.
And he said, like, "Yeah, I'm interested in." So, like, what what can I say to him?
Uh,
Is there anything like this week we will have this week? It's already posted. If I go right now,
mm-hmm.
if I go to talk Cinem Cyber Common, right?
Yeah.
Do we have a bot which is working there? No. It's kind of this running, not running,
It's not running.
no running,
Mm-hmm.
but it should run. If we talk like next week, it should already run. So
Correct.
it's already kind of not what I asked for.
Mm-hmm.
So it's already kind of a failure, right?
Yeah. So we need to get like feedback from Evans whether it's the SOP he did not.
So you kind of, but this is you, either you didn't put this my requirement, which originate from your question and
No, it's in the
initially, right?
SOP. The requirement for the board
So it is
running
not.
document days is
Also,
in the SOP.
yeah. Also, we should have kind of a separate. So let's say every SAP will repeat this kind of virtual machine bot, like session bot.
Mm-hmm.
It should be probably like we can move it kind of to a separate. Let's say it should be, I don't know, like Westnex
Like a link.
event or Synember Cyber event, and to create requirements for this event. In this case, instead of repeating with
Mm-hmm.
these like session bots in every SOP, we'll just
Mm-hmm.
refer kind of, let's say, the meeting itself is a Synem Cyber event, and it must comply with the Synem Cyber event requirements.
Uh-huh. Okay.
In
Oh,
the, in this case, we will kind of
mm-hmm.
in this case we will not need to repeat over and over again
Yeah.
about recording and kind of thing. recording and kind of other requirements.
Correct.
Anyway, so what to do with Common Hour? Do we have any like? It's not working, right?
No, and
Do we have any changes, or do we have any what do we have in our community board? Do we have any like changes to our backlog
yeah, yeah.
as a result of this meeting?
Are you on the backlog?
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the backlog.
Yeah, Rahim says he's here. So, are you ready to share your your project, Rahim?
Who's it? 5 hours ago. Where's next project? Alpha test might have status summary completed in progress, not started.
I see Rahim unmuted. You can speak up, Rahim.
Yes, thank you so much, sir.
Hmm. Welcome.
Forgive my forgive my voice today. Uh, and thank you so much for your patience. I was uh, I was away, and we have a very bad weather today. So
Mhm.
finally, I'm here.
Mm. Okay.
How are you, Sagari?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Basically, it is what we had the discussion with Kevin. If we had, let's say, your video, kind of your proposal, we will not depend on the weather or my connection or your connection or whatever, right?
Hmm.
So it's kind of hopefully kind of we will work with the community board a better procedure.
Correct.
I'm fine, but
Correct.
go ahead, Rahim.
Yes, thank you so much. So last week I was assigned to this project to work on the backlog.
You're very kind. You say thank you more than anyone else.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Way more than anyone else. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I was assigned to this project to work on the backlog, and it
Hmm.
was a great project that I took my time.
Hmm.
Um, I did three things that mattered. First of all, I asked the right question. That's why I requested the meeting that we had. And
Hmm.
before that meeting, we also had already even had a conversation with Kevin.
Hmm.
So in that meeting, when I asked you the questions that I did not understand or know or wanted to know better, you gave me the right
Hmm.
answers. And apart from that, I took my
Hmm.
time, did my research from different websites and the knowledge that people have. And from that, this is what I came up with. You can go to the backlog. Um
Hmm.
at first,
Yeah,
our backlog,
I'm here. I'm
yes,
here. I'm
thank you.
trying to kind of to grasp. Hmm.
So our backlog was the way it was the other time. It was not easy for someone to identify a project that's ongoing or completed or in progress, not
Hmm.
started. So I thought it would be better if
Hmm.
uh, every project has three things that matter. Number one, it
Hmm.
has status. Number two, the one that is working on the project. And number three, the priority. Is it high or
Hmm.
low? So that people can identify what they can work on quickly and what matters. And the reason why I did put the owner tag there is because it will give us the ability to track and know who is working on the project, and if there is any delay or any necessary changes that are to be made, we can be able to contact that person and work with them so that we get the delivery done on time and also to the standard that the board has requested. That is number one. Number two, I prioritized the products there so that we should not use a lot of time to uh, identify and also not to be able to know what we should add in every sector of them. So that's why you see it is arranged is really rearranged from how it used to look to now the way it's looking. I, um, that is the second thing, and the third thing that I wanted to add, I'm actually going to request the committee if the board members, if it's necessary, I wanted to put a chart down there to show us the graph of what we've worked on, the way we are moving, and what we should be correcting or working on. So that is another thing. And yeah, that's just basically what it's there so far. Yes.
Yeah, and also probably you can also mention about the Wise Next project that you worked on as well.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for reminding me that. I called Kevin, and he has also working on the kitchen space because it aligned with this project that I had. He did ask me a question. What do I think it's you know uh, the best way that we can get and uh, and uh, and people to be assigning different projects. And that question also brought an idea of why I put that owner tag on the every project so that we can avoid the conflict that occurred the other time that I requested for the same project that Evans had requested before. So the second project that I worked on was to find a way application and submission workflow. In this, I have a proposal. One thing that people will be doing when they reach on the kitchen space is to browse for the from the backlog. Immediately after they've done that, when they've backlog and not identify the project they want to work on because they're on label, they can be easily spotted because they have tracking tag there. So after they've accessed the project, they can be able to apply for the project. Under application of the project, I was thinking we I thought it would be best if there are the following included. Number one, uh, we should have an application form, and this application form will be put under every project. It will have a link of the application form. In that application form will be a name, address of the person that is applying for the project, the selected project. He will it will be indicated there why you are interested on the project. The reason why you are interested in the project is important is so that we can work with people who are not only committed but also passionate about whatever they are doing. Another thing was what relative skills and experience do you have? The reason why this is there is because we can be able to know why we are giving you this work and what we can be expecting from you depending on the level of experience you have. And again, we should also have um, preferred project starting date. We must know when you're willing to start the project and for how long it will take working on it. That's another thing. And number three was to complete and submit their project. I thought it would be good if after someone has applied for the project, they download the project form, they send it to the coordinator. The coordinator receives the project and brings the proposal to community board. When the proposal is brought on the community board. Community board assign the number of people it decides that wants to and needs to be working on the same project. Then the coordinator identifies the people, then gets back to them by email. This is important. Why? Because it's able to not only officiate but also a form of communication that is personal, from a company to someone's, from the website to they can be able to communicate through them through email. So getting back to them, we give the reply, the response. That is if you are successful, your application was successful. So email will consist instructions of what you'll be working on, how you'll be working on them, and what time you'll be taking there. And after they've worked on the application form, they will be able to submit it back through email, so that each and every person gets their own privacy the way it's. Then after that, after going through the proposal and their project, it comes to community board. The community board decides who did it better, and there those people can be rewarded weekly, hour, the bundles, and if bonus are necessary. That is just how I thought it should be, and how I'm proposing it should be. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that, Rahim. Any questions to Rahim in regards to the two projects?
What do you think, Kevin? What do you think? Because I got lost somewhere in the kind of at the beginning.
Uh-huh. So Rahim worked on two projects, like he mentioned, the backlog, how it should appear. If like what I got from his work, we need to prioritize the tasks, and also those which are already assigned. People need to be notified by like a comment down there. This task is being worked on by so and so. And so the second project, and also like the second project that he worked on is the Wise Next Kitchen procedure for as I applying and getting tasks. So I think we can test his SOP that he created.
Where the second part? So let's say I say backlog. Where is the product of his kind of? We're talking about SOP, right? Like
Mhm.
what's next kind of kitchen? What's next SOP,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Where can I see?
Mhm.
YouTube introduction video chart, community board, operating procedure to organize meeting, contract awards. I don't see where this kind of what he
Rahim,
worked
can you
on.
share this? Where will can you create like a wiki page on Wise Next Kitchen for the SOP you created?
So again, like it will be what's next. Like let's call it what's next SOP.
Yeah.
Since I don't see it and
Mhm.
I'm not like auditory person to get what he was saying,
Mhm.
and I don't see it in writing, I want to talk about backlog. I don't feel like it. I it doesn't look like simple to me,
Mhm.
and like I would say, since it's like community board, it
Mhm.
should be some improvement, or like it should be kind of the approved version, right?
Yeah.
But what I see, it's kind of just like draft, like very complex,
Mhm.
kind of many different items,
Yeah.
very difficult to navigate. I cannot imagine that you will show it to your like kind of school students
Mhm.
and they will understand what they need to do. looking at kind of this many kind of bullets.
Yeah.
I also I don't know what is kind of this the sides. The sides are kind of repeated over and over again, like at least like twice. It's like Weissneck.com.
Mm-hmm.
Owner is not assigned priority high. Why it's high? I don't see. I don't see any high priority. Invite page complete. Invite page CNM Cyber is not complete. It's just it's good enough, possibly,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Gary's intro, Gary's address intro not started. Like I started it like in May last year. I have been working in like for a year. Why like
Oh, sir,
Rahim
I did not
decided this not started? I don't know.
know
Sinem
exactly the
Cyber
project.
social platform complete. Did you go to Sinem Cyber? Do you see all the spaces complete? We even
Mm-hmm.
haven't started yet, in my view.
Okay, I
I
have an
I don't
understanding.
understand. Yeah, I don't. I honestly like what is kind of what I don't understand what right now this backlog and kind of it. I don't understand how people like how participants will navigate in this even if I cannot navigate. Right? It should be simple, like
Yeah.
something simple, like
Mm-hmm.
simple. Does it make sense?
That makes sense.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Derek.
Derek would like
About
to speak.
the project being indicated not started or in progress. The reason why that's there, it's not. I'm not accurate. I did not know all the projects since I just joined after everything. Some things had taken place. So this is just a sketch of what it will look like after accuracy. Of course, I'll have
I
to
see.
talk to and correct everything that is needs correction there. It is not perfect, sir, but it's just where I started. If you want it to be more simple, still there is no problem. It can be simplified to a form that
I don't.
people can understand it.
I would say I don't want. I don't want anything like simple there. I want it's workable. I don't
Okay.
honestly. I don't see how someone who will just kind of look at this will navigate kind of and kind of understand what needs to be like where what like this backlog. Like we will show this backlog as their like let's say projects founded, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like someone needs to look at this and say, okay, I want to work on this or I want to work on that.
Correct.
Okay,
I don't
sir.
see how it's kind of normally it should be. Derek would like to speak. Yes, Derek.
I think Fahim has brought it's a very good concept, but you see where the work comes from, it comes now to the community developer who is now in charge of the community, of the whole community. Now more work is on him because what Fahim has done, he has like simplified the way at which the students come and like follow the website clearly. So the work mainly lies on the community developer organizer who is now in charge of organizing the meetings, aligning what the students need to do, what they ought to do. And number three, and the last thing, also the community organizer also is also in charge of selecting how they are going to be funded. So what Rahim has done is that he has simplified the work for the students and added more work on the community organizer. I think that's what that's the aim that Rahim is trying to bring out in such a situation. Because I was talking to Kevin and I was telling him now. See, at times it is hard for let's say for a student to peruse through the whole website because there are some nitty that he can miss and he can maybe go on the wrong path. But what Rahim has done is that he has made it easier for a student now to identify his project easily. Number one. Number two, he has made it easier for the students now to be able to work on that specific project in due time, so that it doesn't cause like some backlash in a way.
They're kind of like, can you, if I ask you, do you see this like backlog? If I ask you kind of some questions, what will be you able to answer?
Sorry, can you repeat it?
Kind of like, if you feel like this page is like simple or kind of easy to understand, can I ask a couple
Then
of questions which I
that
have, and I want kind of why you, what you feel,
yes,
like
yes, yes, you can.
what is kind of reflected will be kind of, will be a good way, no? So
I
what is
feel
kind of, what stage, what stage are we right now? Like at alpha test or beta test or both?
we when I was with Kelvin doing the test run on Friday, I discovered at times it is hard for students now to be able to identify the projects that he needs to do specifically. But what I've seen
Yeah,
now,
I'm
like
and I'm reading, I'm reading right now. Like again, kind of, if you feel like this kind of this backlog is easy to read, right? So I'm reading the first. I took the first kind of the first line. Alpha test must have phase goal. Like I'm asking you, like this phase is
phase goal.
completed and progress on not started.
Can you repeat the question again? I feel like I'm losing you. Hello.
Yeah.
I believe that the backlash is on the phase goal, whereby it is workable. Number one, I kind of feel like it is workable because while
Okay.
we were on the
Okay.
ground,
Yeah.
because
Let's work. If it's workable, let's work on it.
Mhm.
it's workable. So now the bag lies now, the weight lies on now the community organizer. So now he needs to be quick on his feet, whereby he needs to understand how many students are in, how many students have enrolled in such a course, and then how he needs to understand now. He needs to brief the community at the same time, and he needs to understand the number of students. So he acts like an intermediary between the students and the community. So whereby now it is easier for the community to understand what is happening, and also it's easier for the student now to peruse through our website easily. So there is no like collision. So we see we are not like, now where is the project now? It's easier for the student to get the project easily, to do it in easier time, and also it is easier for us to manage the kind of project that the student is doing and how far is the student in the project.
Yes, we have someone who wants to speak.
Yes, fellow Jitser. I guess it's Sevenson.
Yeah. Unmute your mic if you're speaking so that we can hear you. Ooh. All right, you've unmuted. Are you speaking? We can't hear you. All right. So what I'd like to add on top of what Rahim and what Derek have shared is that well, what I see is once we have a contract with a dedicated person who will be working, who will be organizing the community board, and regularly updating the backlog, I think this can be much simpler for students to work on, since the projects will be regularly updated. And also something else we also need to do is categorize them, probably different categories, for
I
beginners, for those who are uh, intermediaries, let's say those who have been with
what
us for
what
a few weeks, and so on and so forth.
what I yeah, what I wanted to stress.
Hmm.
What I want to stress, kind of like community board makes kind of should approve their backlog. It's right now it looks like a draft to me.
Hmm.
Like if the draft is needed, it must be published somewhere. The work on the backlog should occur somewhere else.
Hmm.
But this must be like approved version on the community board. This kind
Hmm.
of funded project. It's not kind of it's not a like something which again I need to understand it too.
Hmm.
Like someone else who can work on it
Hmm.
should be able to understand, but I need to kind of navigate it too. Right now, to me, I don't know. I like as a person who is supposed to approve or disapprove it,
Hmm.
I don't understand many things. I see some improvements, like Epic is good.
Hmm.
Kind of the Epic is added is good,
Hmm.
but at the same time, it's like it's looks like a mess to me. I created kind of this mess probably the first place, but right now this mess is just exploded. Community board SOP complete? No, it's not complete. Again, I don't understand. I have many questions. I like if it's like a prototype,
Hmm.
why this prototype is on the community board as a kind of approved version. Community board Wisnag backlog should be approved version, kind of just someone kind of get here and see what is funded, what is not, right? So
Hmm.
this is the main goal. Community board should approve what to fund from this, like for this project. And I need to go. I have like another talk, so I need to go. I don't know what we will decide, but I feel you're probably right. If we have someone who is working on the community board and
Hmm.
someone who is working on the backlog, and it should be like two different coordinators, as I mentioned before.
Hmm.
So, like draft is like it's a goal of one person, an approved version is a goal of another person, of
Hmm.
another coordinator.
Okay.
That I I strongly disagree that in the community board something which looked like raw draft is called like a backlog. I don't know. My take. Okay, thank you guys. Bye bye.
All right. Thank you too. So thank you all for joining us in this session. This meeting will be posted on YouTube for your review in case you need to go and watch it again. So let's meet next same place next week.